Hello and welcome to another episode of Forgotten Gear Restorations. I'm Dr. Steve Hawkins and I am cutting this voice over for Frank, since it is late at night and he cannot control his speaking volume. In this video we are reviewing a Fender Bassman 135 that's been serving life as a habitat and sanctuary for orphan sea shrimps. The new owner has decided to turn his back on the environment and native crustaceans in order to give Frank a go at making this oxidized tone cow sound beautiful again. Michael, I hope you are real proud, pal. Think of those poor shrimp babies. Where will they live? Oh, don't worry about them. They can just fend for themselves while you luxuriate in the warmth and power of this Bassman.
Hey Michael, so I stand corrected. This is the most heavily corroded Fender chassis I've ever worked on, where the corrosion and pitting actually extends to the interior of the chassis. And I just saw a broken chassis joint right there. That's not a big deal. So this looks like she spent some time down by the ocean, maybe playing some gigs over at the Salty Dog. It's funny how beautiful that fuse holder is compared to everything else in here, huh? Oh my gosh, look at that. Then the switching jack here. Wow. This is crazy. Insane. But does that mean that she doesn't deserve to live? And that you don't deserve to play her? No. So let's see what it's going to take. I can tell you that your front panel is destroyed. It's been, I don't know, reamed out through the years. I don't think the wood screws that we're going through are able to make purchase, and it looks like it's it looks like it had cracked right where the vent is, which is pretty common on the speaker baffles for the 70's amps because they're MDF, which is basically like soggy Cheerios. That's the kind of integrity or structural integrity you get. And then look at the brass plate here is actually lifting off the bottom of the chassis, which is probably what stressed that joint there. Your tubes, one of them had a broken index key. What is that, you ask? It's this little bit right here, and then you can just see that this came with the amp. You know, this thing's been in there for a while. These sockets are going to be just pretty trashy. So I'll give you a jingle and we will determine how deep you want to go in this old girl. Bye. All right, Michael. I've just finished giving the chassis a scrub down and a bit of a chemical wash. This is as pretty as it's going to get. I did a couple of repairs on this brass grounding plate here just for preliminary testing. I did the jacks. I got to do the rear panel stuff like the sockets next. The caps on the other side need to be changed. They're bulging and some of them are leaking. Just god awful smell. I need to change the electrolytics here. These blue moldies should be okay. We'll test them anyway. Let's just see if she's gonna run. And I don't know if I'm gonna hold out hope for the hum balance or the bias balance pots, but we'll see once I get back here in a few moments. I want to get those sockets cleaned out and retensioned, and then I'll run a proper test just to see if I can cobble together a bit of an estimate for you. A bit of a bear here. Well, if you're wondering what this is just to catch the alcohol that I'm going to be using to scrub out these sockets. But I'll tell you, speaking of the sockets, it looks like the tube pins actually spared these guys. They need a severe retensioning. Well, gentle, but severe. But They don't look all that corroded, which is nice. I've seen worse on that end. But these guys are ready to go. On the other side, there's a lot of bulging. So we'll go ahead and take care of that as well.